welcome back. Today is another one of our ABC Build Challenge videos. It's kind of a sequel because I have done an ABC Build Challenge before, but it was the type of building. This time we're actually doing the buildings in the shape of letters. And E was always going to be the easiest because it's a very common shape for buildings, just like C was very common. So I knew I was probably going to decorate it. I went with another mini mall type build just because it lends itself really well to that sort of thing where there's a few shops in just one big building. I did run into a little bit of trouble figuring out the interior because I needed there to be public restrooms, but yeah, it's fine. I've been to a mini mall that's basically shaped like this more than once, so yeah. The exterior is not exciting. I hardly decorate it. The point of this was actually I wanted to do the inside and also, again, meet the parameters of the challenge. I am suffering a little bit from lack of CC just because my modern folder is fairly new compared to my other medieval folder, and I just don't have a lot of build CC installed, so sometimes I run into issues where I'm like, I need a big glass door, and I'm like, well, we're using this one because that's the one I have. And I didn't have doors that I liked for the bathroom, so I ended up having to use the gendered ones, which I don't typically use just because it doesn't fit my aesthetic or style at all, so. And gendered bathrooms are weird anyways, especially when it's just one, like you just open the door and there's a toilet and a sink. That does not need a gender on the door. And it would frustrate me so much because I used to work at a little gas station and I would get so angry because you'd see a line wrapped around the building sometimes in the middle of summer when like it was super hardcore tourist season of women waiting to use the bathroom, and then there'd be no one in the men's room. And I would even tell them, I'd be like, you can just use the men's room. No one is gonna judge you. And like half the time they just wouldn't, but then they would get mad at me because it took too long to go to the, I'm like, what do you want from me? And we even had, I was surprised, but baby changing stations in both of those bathrooms. So that's not even an excuse. Like, I genuinely, they would just look at me like, ew. I'm like, yeah, typically men's bathrooms are gross, but also women's bathrooms are gross, and I've cleaned both of them, so yeah. It's just my little side rant on gendered bathrooms. Also, when people decide, like, it's a flip-flop and a tennis shoe, or, like, weird things, I'm like, I don't understand this, I guess, but, like, why? Yeah. This is not a very exciting build. I decided to make it a fun color, so, like, it's blue, and then there's the blue interior, just to make it a little bit different. I really love the building next door that's pink, so I'm leaning into these colors because I think it's fun, and the point of this is not just for me to build things in the shape of letters, but also just to kind of build for the joy of it and build things that are things that I don't do often or that I struggle with. In this case, I do struggle with like decorating community lots, specifically like restaurants are always hard for me. Clothing stores. So I wanted to kind of push myself a little bit. Yeah, I did this like the bare minimum of decorating. It looks okay on the outside, but like, yeah, bare minimum. I probably should have put a bike rack or something, but yeah. I could put 2 benches and a newspaper rack and just call it a day. Which I do love this bench. It has all these custom colors on it, and it's super cute. And yes, lots of them are ice cream themed. So I wanted to do a clothing store, because like I said, that is something that I struggle with greatly. And I went with like the industrial looking one. I only have just that recolor, so I was like, whatever, it's fine. I just wanted strictly clothes. I didn't even want to put a changing booth. Like, I just wanted clothes only. Ended up having to move everything a little bit back because I decided to fill the window with mannequins, but In retrospect, I wish I had put those on a platform, but it's too late. I did something a little bit different for the counter. Instead of just straight counters, I wanted it like open underneath. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the clothing store. I do go back and put some decorations, but I didn't go too crazy with it. And I made sure to put vending machines as well. I was still thinking, I hadn't decided on an arcade yet, but like, I saw that and I was like, I could do an arcade. And I was like, no. And then yeah, I do make the arcade. I just have so many arcade machines and they're delightful and they need to be seen. I also have all this science stuff because eventually I'm going to do a Build a City challenge in space. I've made the sim for it, I've made the neighborhood for it, I've made most of the buildings for it. A lot of the times I have to decide, am I only sharing this on Tumblr? And if I am sharing this on Tumblr, is it like a full story or is this just random posts about what's going on? And then if I want to also share it on YouTube, okay, well again, what am I wanting to put out there? Because I honestly don't play like for myself anymore. I did play a little bit in Sims 4, but I always end up wishing that I had shared something, so I end up sharing versions of it or starting over. Like the Not So Berry challenge, I actually had been playing like personally, and I'd gotten to the 4th generation, and then I was like, man, I really wish that I'd shared it, and I don't like jumping in the middle of something, so it just, yeah. Discovered that I like to share things, clearly. Although it wasn't so clearly until recently. I'm still very annoyed about that. I'm more annoyed with myself that I didn't notice, but it never would have occurred to me that YouTube would do me dirty like that, so I was like, oh, no, it looks perfect. Occasionally when I edit, I make other people look at things. It's very rare. I am terrible, and I acknowledge that, but that's also why I slapped the hobby YouTube sticker on and just go, this is for funsies. I don't have to spend 8 hours editing. I could, but I also know that I have the type of personality that if I really got serious about like editing and all that jazz and making things really well made, it would be a problem for me. And I would just get annoyed and upset with myself, so I don't allow myself to do any of that. You get the bare minimum of editing. Sometimes I don't even, I probably should restart when I mess up, but no, you get those too. I don't even know what this rant is, to be honest. Nothing super exciting happened today. I'm in the middle of, I'm doing like a spring cleaning thing, so I finished my room, and I'm really happy with it just because I get what I call shame corners, which are things that it starts piling up with stuff, and I just pretend that it's not happening. And so I cleaned out my shame corners, which they weren't I had a humidifier in a box that I needed to set up. I had like a foam roller and a couple other things that just didn't really have a home. And so I kind of made it nice, and yeah, now I'm working on my bathroom because even though I've lived in this house now a year and a half, I think, I haven't decorated the master bathroom at all. Mostly because it's just like a big weird box and there's not a lot of wall. There's one area above the tub, but it's like massive. But then I remembered I had my shower curtain from my old apartment, and I was like, I know, I'll just put that up to fill the wall, and it will be the Victorian dinosaur bathroom, the sequel. So I've been doing that. I hung a bunch of mirrors that originally were in my room. I had like a mirror wall, but I also had like a hat wall because my partner and I need to see things or else they don't exist, and so it was just too much. So I took the mirrors down, and now they're in the bathroom in different spots. And I ordered because it's Victorian, right? So they would have had religious iconography, and I thought it was really funny. I got a print of Jeff Goldblum holding a baby T-Rex, and he's like dressed like Jesus, and I'm gonna put it in a fancy frame and hang that in the bathroom. It's so dumb, and I'm so excited. But yeah, I'm doing the bathroom and I'm also doing our closet because it's pretty well organized, but it's just, there's a lot in there and it could be better. So I bit the bullet, bought a bunch of organizers. I'm putting my shoes in little individual boxes. I've got the little, basically a boot stand, because your boots are not supposed to, like, they can crinkle and crack if they fold over or are not stored properly. So yeah, I got one of those. Just, we have shoes. The two of us have so many shoes, it's ridiculous, but you know, he's on stage sometimes, a lot of the time. And I worked an office job, so I had, you know, shoes that would go with a variety of outfits, because I'm a clothes horse anyways, and yeah, I got a lot of shoes. I got so many shoes. It's a problem. I was gonna get rid of some while doing this, and I'm like, but, I know I haven't worn this pair in 2 years, but I could. And that's where it all goes wrong. But anyways, it's almost done. I'm like halfway through. Part of my problem is I need my partner to actually go through his stuff, because I just don't know really what is and is not. I have some idea of what's working, what's not, but like, I do need his assistance. So yeah, I just put in a little boba tea stand. I don't know if it's functional or not. I know the vending machines are, if it's not, and then just some places to sit and eat. I wanted some things on the wall though, and I was struggling a little bit with what the heck to put on the wall. I actually don't remember what I put here. I know that I found a sign, like a boba sales sign that I put up. Oh yeah, I do the succulent wall, like the plant wall, which I think is cute. But yeah, I've put the vending machines, because a lot of places like this will have like a vending machine with sodas or whatever, just general items that they can sell for if somebody doesn't want boba or they don't want ice cream or whatever kind of little shop it is. They still can make some money off of everybody, especially in touristy areas. Clothing stores will have a vending machine. Like, it's just what you do. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't put any kind of decoration in that kind of hallway area. It just didn't make sense and I got lazy. But otherwise we have finished E. F, I'm gonna tell you right now, I've already built and I'm so excited for you to see it. It looks amazing. But if you like this video, please give it a like. It really does help, and I will see you in the next one.